I want to introduce you guys. Come on up. I want to introduce you guys to State Senator Darren Bailey. Now, what I want you guys to understand, if you can get behind that door. Well, but before I turn the mic over, I want you guys to remember one thing. Remember one thing. When all of these politicians were allowing J.B. Pritzker to just run roughshod on who you are as individuals, there was one man that stood up and said, "Not I. I will not allow this. I cannot allow this tyranny to last any longer." He stood up on the House floor as the only state representative at the time, state representative at the time, and said, "I'm not putting on the mask." He was the only one that stood up for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce, and I want to start with his beautiful wife, Cindy. Wave to the crowd, Cindy. You guys have been everywhere, by the way. But I want to introduce to some my friend, State Senator Darren Bailey. Soon to be governor.
Well, God bless you, friends, and I do apologize. It's certainly an honor to be invited to speak here, so thank you very much. It's always an honor to stand amongst patriots and the future of this state and what I believe that we're going to do in 2022 to be the future of this nation. So let's just think about what's going on. Let's think about who's really in charge, and I think it begins with three important words: we the people. Friends, let's not forget that for 300 years, men and women have been escaping to this great country. They've been fleeing kings and emperors and dictators. They've been coming here to escape religious persecution. And here we sit today as a culmination of all those years to where we've been warned by our forefathers to where we might be at if we don't participate and if we let this slip from our fingertips. I want to remind you of one thing, that about 250 years ago today, go back, and I don't think our children are learning this in our textbooks. I know they are at Full Armor Christian Academy, that the Christian school that my wife and I oversee, that she's the administrator of because of the curriculum we use. But I think most of us here today in our history books, when we were in junior high and elementary school, do you remember hearing of some places like Concord and Trenton, Lexington, and you remember hearing about that first shot heard around the world? Well, I want to tell you something. Go back and revisit that. That was not the Continental Army that went out to face the greatest army on the face of this earth. That was the local church. 3 individual pastors in 3 individual communities drew a line, and they said, "Not on my watch." And guys, we have been warned. Our Constitution, our Declaration of Independence, Ben Franklin, when he walked out of Independence Hall, what did he say when someone asked him what they've been doing there? "We've given you a republic, if you can keep it." Now here's the deal. I've been receiving calls for the last 48 hours by superintendents, by board members, pleading with me to quit doing what I'm doing. And what I'm doing is trying to empower you, the parent, the resident, because people are showing up at board meetings. Do you believe that? And I'm dead serious. I'm not making that up, and many of them down in my area. I served on the North Clay School Board of Education for 17 years. And it's really nice and easy when you can show up and conduct business and do what you want to do without any pushback. It makes it easy. Likewise, it makes it equally easy as a state representative or a state senator when you can serve in the super minority. I'm not convinced that many Republicans enjoy that position because they can come back to you and tell you about how hard they're fighting for you. We got 2 men back here tonight that Representative McLaughlin, and we got some people here this evening that are not like that. You've got a new breed of warrior. You've got a new breed of fighter. As a matter of fact, I'm headed to a Illinois Republican event myself, and we stand up against the nonsense, and we say it's time that we take the power back and give it to the people, because I'm satisfied I'm satisfied. People want to serve, they want to work, but they don't want any pushback. They want it to be easy. And you are responsible for not allowing it to be easy. It's time for you to get engaged. You're going to hear some challenges tonight. Every electable position in 2022 must be held. And thereafter, every community seat, every library board, every park board, every school board, every county board position, every state representative and Senate position in 2022 must be occupied by a conservative, freedom-minded individual. That is how we will take Illinois back, by the messaging that is done. But in the meantime, if your schools are holding meetings this week or next week talking about mask optional, it is 100% up to you to garner people to show up at these meetings with you and demand that your children go to school and you decide whether or not they wear a mask or not. That's how we change this. A little bit of a responsibility back on us, and unfortunately, as freedom-loving Americans, life has become somewhat, it's nice to be an American, and we like to kind of sit back, and we like to elect people and pat them on the back and tell them to go get them. But without accountability, we have exactly what we're dealing with. So friends, it's an honor, it's a pleasure to be with you here tonight. When you walk out these doors, walk out inspired to do something. Do it all in fairness and in love and in compassion. Don't be screaming, cussing, hollering down anybody's in their ear, because they're not going to listen to you. If you are sitting here tonight, which up in these areas, I'm sure you have Democrats, state representatives, and senators. Develop a relationship with them. Call them continually. Go to their offices. Hold them accountable. Tell them what you believe in. But then be prepared to replace them in 2022. We've got a lot of work to do. Cindy and I can tell you, we assure you, it can and it will be done, because people all over this state are fed up. Pritzker is digging his hole deeper every day, and we're not letting up. I will not stop. I will not change. I will not cave to peer pressure, to anything, until we fire Pritzker in 2022. God bless you, friends.
Thank you, Darren. I gotta stop calling you Darren. When your friends,
I hate
when your
titles.
friends